Back to Outer Heaven Tactical. I am your host, the Oregonian Outlaw, and today's episode we will be taking an in-depth review of another compensator for the P365, the MCarbo compensator. Dive right into it. MCarbo is a company out of the Tampa Bay area. They make a plethora of items for a plethora of platforms, but they are mainly on the SIG P365 and the Keltex Sub 2000. Make some CZ parts and AR-15 parts and several other things for AR-15s and AK-47s. So the MCarbo compensator right now is on sale for $59.99. It's normally $74.99, but it's been on sale for a little while now, for a couple months, but I'm sure that's not going to last long, so I'll post a link in the description if you guys are interested in this product, and you can go ahead and shoot on over to their site. Like I said, I don't think that sale's going to last much longer, so you might want to go over there and check it out while you can. MCarbo compensator is precision CNC milled with T6 6061 aircraft grade aluminum, so it's high quality products, 100% American made and American sourced materials. So you're definitely not getting any Chinese made stuff or anything with this product, which is definitely a big time plus. It's hard coat type 3 anodized for extremely ruggedness and durability for wear and tear, especially with all the shooting that you're going to be doing with it. It is a single vertical top port, and side ports are going to be where that differs from a lot of other compensators. They are 4 angled side ports, like diamond shaped or teardrops that are angled obliquely upwards to help mitigate the muzzle rise along with the vertical top port, where a lot of side ports like the Harringtons are just angled backwards to help with the lateral recoil from the energy of the slide reciprocating back and forth. Where I feel that with a smaller micro compact gun like this, that you really, with such a lighter slide already, you're not having as much felt recoil as you would with the full-size pistol, and I feel that most of the help from the compensator should go to reducing the muzzle rise because of the snappiness of such a smaller pistol. The compensator is designed for 9mm barrels with a 1/2x28 thread pitch. They do sell a combo of their own barrel with the compensator for around $199.95. I believe that is also on sale right now, but you can just buy the compensator on its own. Compatible with all the P365 models except for the MCarbo Comp, and includes the SAS model as well. 3.1 inch barrel or the 3.7 inch barrel, depending on how you want to run it. If you're running with an MCarbo slide, you're going to need the 3.7 inch barrel, or if you want to run it on an X, you'll need the 3.1 inch barrel, obviously. And you can do the integrated look like I have done here with the 3.1 inch slide and threaded barrel, 3.1 inch with the MCarbo grip, and it's been fantastic that way. It's been fantastic both ways. In the box, the MCarbo comes with the compensator, the 2 set screws, and a vial of thread locker, along with the Allen key for easy installation. It installs just like most other compensators, where you're going to thread it down all the way, and you're going to back it off one to just give it a very, very slight gap, and then make sure that it's lined up correctly and tie down the set screws, crank down the set screws, not too tight because they are smaller ones. You don't want to strip the Allen key. Of course, dab a little Loctite on the barrel first, a little bit on the set screws, and you are good to go. I'd recommend using some blue Loctite. Red is a little more permanent, where the blue you can take it off now, which is something, I've been testing a lot of compensators, so I'm constantly taking them on and off. And I have noticed that if I didn't use any Loctite on this at all, the set screws will start to come out and the comp will start to untime, which is okay when you have it integrated like this, but not so much when you don't, because it will start to come undone. Now, the looks of the MCarbo compensator are my favorite so far out of all the compensators that I've been testing for the P365. It's a very slim, sleek, simple design, but yet it's really integrates well with the P365 and the looks of it. It's about the same. It is the same size or so roughly as the Harrington Comp, but I feel like the MCarbo is a lot more unique in itself, with the lines that lead from the oblique side ports all the way up over the top that give it a slightly edgy look, to the vertical top port, which is around the same size as well as the Harringtons. But I just overall feel like the MCarbo looks better and blends in better, especially with the integrated look, than the Harrington and some of the other comps like the Norso BBK, although the Norso BBK is my second favorite. The finish on it is lovely. It's nice and it's shiny, but not too much to the point where it could be distracting or noticeable to a possible combatant, or in a self-defense situation, something that's going to give you away. But it does look great, and I think it looks fantastic with the 3.1 inch slide and the integrated look. But it also blends really well with the X Macro slide and the Norso slide, and is a very seamless look. It's not too distracting or out of place, really. It just blends really well, and I think it's a very, very good addition, aesthetically pleasing for the P365. Now, MCarbo claims a 30 to 35% reduction in muzzle rise, which I can happily say is right on the money with it. And they tested it with 115, 124, 50 grain, 147, plus P, and I did the same. I've tested it with 115 grain, 124. I didn't test any 50 grain. I couldn't find any in my local areas, but I did do 147 grain, also Hornady Critical Duty 135 grains, and various different plus P's and jacketed hollow points. And I was very pleased to say that it ran everything perfectly, without any hiccups, no failure to feeds, no failure to mechanics. The point on the MCarbo, especially on sale right now, is kind of hard to beat when you look at the competitors and they're all around the $89, $90 range. Almost all of them actually are above $89.99 or so, or $80.99 and above. Now this, with the $59.99 price tag at the moment, is a steal of a deal for what you're getting, because the performance is right there or more so than some of the other ones. And when you pair it with the MCarbo extra power recoil spring, it really takes that shooting experience and softens up that recoil impulse much more than the side ports do on some of like the other ones, like the Harrington and such, where, like I said, the oblique angled side ports here really help tame the muzzle rise a lot more than any of the other comps that I've tested. And when you pair it with that extra power recoil spring, that really softens up the recoil and the lateral impulse into your hand and creates a really awesome, perfect shooting experience for the P365, since it is a very naturally snappy gun. Now, because it is a micro compact and a lighter slide, it's not the most heaviest felt recoil in your hand, but with that extra power recoil spring, it really just makes it to be a pleasant shooting experience, and the performance is on point. I highly recommend pairing it with that. Now, the extra power recoil spring, I believe, comes in at $54.95. So together, you're spending about $110, which is a little more than some of the other compensators alone. But with that, you're getting the two items that are designed to work together, and work together they do. And it's definitely, compared to the other comps, most of the other comps that I've tested, together they make quite the team, and the team to beat, really, because you can see in the footage here that the reduction in muzzle rise is considerable, and you can't really see how it feels in my hand, but with that extra power recoil spring, it softens it up to the point where you definitely don't feel like you're shooting a micro compact at 9mm. It's almost like you're shooting a compact to almost a full-size gun, like right in between the two, or maybe a 380 in that range. But it's definitely highly recommended to get the extra power recoil spring, because it really makes a world of difference. Try it with the X Macro size slide, the Norso slide with the 3.7-inch barrel, with the Javelin recoil system, which was definitely also a key upgrade to the P365 X Macro. If you haven't heard of it, I would definitely recommend it. It's a must-have, the Javelin recoil system. And when paired with the MCarbo it does almost the same with the integrated look, only with the full size, and it really helps out that muzzle rise and the felt recoil in your hand, even almost as much as the extra power recoil spring for the smaller version. But both of them are almost the same and similar in performance, and I wouldn't want to shoot it any other way really with the stock recoil system. I would always definitely choose the Empire or the MCarbo Extra Power over the OEM setup any day. First, the follow-up shots are on point, much easier. Double taps were within an inch or so of each other, and my bill drills at 7 yards were the size of a fist in the A zone all day, under 2.5 seconds, no problem. That MCarbo trigger too is a much needed addition for anybody who does not like the trigger on the P365 like me. It had way too much travel to it. I didn't like the spongy brake, so I got the MCarbo spring kit and the trigger, and I'm here to tell you that the trigger is awesome. The dot stayed, much more centered in the window. I was able to find it much quicker and easier versus not having the compensator on there, because it's very snappy. I'm definitely bringing it back down from quite a definitely a bigger angle without that compensator. And out of all of them so far, this has been my favorite aesthetically and one of my favorite to shoot. I do have one that I like a little better to shoot, but it's not quite as good for everyday carry and holsters and stuff like that because of its size and its shape and stuff. But the MCarbo, perfect for everyday carry, perfect for most holsters as long as they're open on the bottom, just because of its slim, sleek, boxy design. But like I said, I love it. I think it's seamless, and it's definitely great it's perfect for everyday carry. It's perfect compensator for everyday carry. Flawless performance, no malfunctions whatsoever. All in all, I give the MCarbo compensator and the extra power recoil spring an A+ and 2 thumbs up. Out of a 100 percentile rating, I would give it a 95%, a solid A, with a little plus on the end there with a gold star. Well, alright, I'll give it an A by itself, and with the extra power recoil spring, I give it the A+. So, if you guys like this video, remember to like it, because I have 188 some subscribers, and I should have 188 likes on every one of these videos. So, there's a button here, and there's a button here. So go ahead and hit those buttons, help me out. Let's get this thing monetized. I'll be able to do a lot more and bring a lot more content to you guys if I can get to that 1,000 subscriber mark and start making a little bit of dough on it, because ammo is expensive. We all know that. But thank you for the Trump win. I'm not much into politics, but I know when I know that somebody's going to make something a little better and do what he says, and Kamala Harris wasn't it. So thank you to all the people that did go out and vote. I was not one of them. Sorry, but it's just my own policies. And but I hope everybody's having a wonderful day, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, subscribe, and share. And I hope have a good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are and whatever you're doing. Is the moon out? Is it not out? Go take a video of it and see if you see something else with it. Anyway, I'm the Outlaw, and I'm out of here.